These are the top 3 progressive countries in Europe. Germany.
Germany is home to over 80 million people, as well as a diverse array of religions, customs, and traditions that make up the rich national psyche. Germany is known for its long and rich history, one that has put it at the forefront of European thought, politics, and art for over 1,000 years. This history has shaped a culture that combines predominantly Christian values with literature, art, philosophy, logic, reason, and, of course, a love of beer and sausages. Such as how they like to save their space on a deck chair with a towel whilst on holiday, or ensure that public transport, and, well, everything, runs on time. These things should be seen as a testament to their dedication to good planning and timekeeping. Secondly, there is, of course, a bit more to this nation's populace than this.
It is true that many Germans tend to place punctuality as a high priority. Hence the global observation that German trains often run perfectly on time. German people tend to be thrifty, be sensible, and respect one another's privacy, and they typically respect the structure and laws of society to an above-average degree. There is no place that this sense of order is more apparent than in German business culture. Traditionally, German people tie a lot of importance to notions of family and community. Regarding the latter, this is partially where the well-known, rule-following, and orderly nature of the German people comes from. If everyone in the community follows the rules and does things the right way, the neighborhood, town, city, country will be a nice place for all residents to live, hence why many might seem like sticklers when it comes to correct recycling and late-night noise. They take it seriously for the sake of everyone.
France.
The culture of France has been shaped by geography, by historical events, and by foreign and internal forces and groups. France, and in particular Paris, has played an important role as a center of high culture since the 17th century and from the 19th century on, worldwide. From the late 19th century, France has also played an important role in cinema, fashion, cuisine, literature, technology, the social sciences, and mathematics. The importance of French culture has waxed and waned over the centuries, depending on its economic, political, and military importance. French culture today is marked both by great regional and socio-economic differences and strong unifying tendencies. Modern France is the result of centuries of nation-building and the acquisition and incorporation of a number of historical provinces and overseas colonies into its geographical and political structure. These regions all evolved with their own specific cultural and linguistic traditions in fashion, religious observance, regional language and accent, family structure, cuisine, leisure activities, industry, and including the simple way to pour wine. The evolution of the French state and culture, from the Renaissance up to this day, has however promoted a centralization of politics, media and cultural production in and around Paris and, to a lesser extent, Italy.
Notte Bianca. Notte Bianca, or White Night, which occurs on the evening of April 30th, celebrates spring with a night where no one sleeps. For this evening, museums, shops, and restaurants stay open late, and the streets are alive with festivities such as street performances and live music. The city turns into a one giant party for the evening, leading into the Italian national holiday on May 1st. 8. Never choose a Friday for your wedding. Italians won't choose Fridays as the day to say I do. It is said that evil spirits are created on this day of the week. Best to go to happy hour instead and plan a wedding on a Sunday so you have the best luck, especially with prosperity and fertility. 7. Mixing food is not encouraged. There is a reason why every dish is served upon a different plate. If you're marrying into an Italian family and you don't want to upset your mother-in-law, you should refrain from mixing the dishes, even if they seem to have the same kind of sauce. If they're in separate plates, it's because that is how they're supposed to be. 6. Carnavalle. Traditionally, this is celebrated with Renaissance musicians, horses, dancers, and bands all coming together each year between February and March. There is a grand parade that travels throughout Florence with highlights such as the beautiful costumes, floats, and puppets. This celebration is also known in Venice. 5. Calcio Fiorentino. Are you a soccer fan, football fanatic, and do you love a good hockey fight? Calcio Fiorentino is a crazy but fun sport that you never knew it was missing from your life. Originating in Florence during the Renaissance, Calcio Fiorentino is a 50-minute roller coaster ride of emotions. The game, which some have referred to as barbaric, is what you get if you take soccer, rugby, and hockey and mash them all together. 4. Stay away from mirrors. If you're a bride, you'll have to ask your makeup artist, hairstylist, maid of honor, and bridesmaids how you look. You are not supposed to see yourself in a mirror prior to the wedding, unless you remove a shoe or glove first, which I guess it might not be a high price to pay. 3. La Copa de la Amicizia. Hang out with some friends on a cold winter night and drink from La Copa de la Amicizia, or the Friendship Cup. And every time you drink, you have to do a cheers to something. Doesn't matter how random or crazy it is, you have to cheer. It originated in the Valle d'Aosta, in the northern Italy, so realistically, after a day out skiing in the Alps with the friends, who wouldn't like to come back home and get tipsy together? 2. Get some red underwear. Treat yourself to a special gift right after Christmas. You'll see red undergarments for everyone in all the stores. Both men and women are expected to wear them on New Year's Eve. It's supposed to bring you luck for the new year. If you're hoping to start a family, it's also the color of fertility too. And last but not least, All Saints' Day. La Festa di Ogni Santi in Italy celebrates all those who have entered heaven. The history of this religious celebration dates back to the early 4th century. It's a day celebrated every year on November 1st.
The top 3 lowest country in Europe.
Ukraine.
It's a Ukrainian trend that came from the early days of its history. Both men and women wear embroidered shirts on holidays, festivals, and different kinds of celebrations. Not only shirts, but dresses, skirts, jackets, suits contain elements of embroidery in modern clothing. Various patterns depend on geographical position and culture. Sometimes they don't have any meaning, but feature only beauty. Water. Water is the component of many Ukrainian customs and traditions. In the church, people are blessed with water. In winter on Водохреща, people go to the river to dive in cold water to be blessed for the next year. Before Easter on Pure Thursday, Ukrainians wash themselves in the early morning. It's also a tradition to have a well in the yard, to have natural water which the earth gives. Singing. Ukrainians are fond of singing, and their voices are really beautiful. Ukrainian words contain a lot of vowels that makes the Ukrainian language good for singing. All cities, towns and villages have professional or amateur bands or choirs. Ukrainians sing sitting at the tables at the parties. Singing is really in Ukrainian blood. They sing in joy and sorrow while fighting and winning. Embroidery. The tradition of embroidery goes back to the history of Ukraine. Embroidered towels are the core things at festivals and celebrations. Girls, women and old ladies have embroidery as a hobby. They embroider shirts, towels, pillows, and pictures. Embroidered handmaids are valuable and expensive. Witches. Do you believe in witches and visits? You may believe or not believe, but in Ukraine there is an ancient tradition to visit good witches. They cure kids, whisper praise, relieve pain, predict future, open secrets, and cast spells. Some Ukrainians really believe and go to them for help, and before making a very important decision. While people in the world dress as witches on Halloween, Ukrainian witches dress as common people every day. Nature. Ukrainians feel nature with their souls and bodies. That's why all people try to be connected with nature in their free time. They go fishing, go to the forest to keep mushrooms and berries. It's popular to go to the forest or to the bank of the river or any other place in the open air to have a barbecue and enjoy nature. Nature in Ukraine is really beautiful. Admiring nature makes Ukrainians' inner world richer and purer. Freedom. All Ukrainian life is influenced by the word freedom. The history of Ukraine is the witness of endless struggle to have an independent state. Unfortunately, some enemies want to take Ukraine because this land is too precious. Fortunately, it's a Ukrainian tradition, early or late, to win in all struggles for will and freedom.
Georgia.
Quite a rich nature for adventure lovers, and it's a good place to visit if you want to discover the new culture, and if you want to discover arts or history or some unique traditions or some modern type of the tourism trends or products. So we have a lot to share with you, with some stories, with the business, with the new potential visitors as well, and together with the private sector, the government tries to do the best to attract the new investments, to attract the new direct flights, to develop the regions, to develop the infrastructure, to put a lot of efforts in right development.
Thank you so much for your time, your warmth, and your hospitality. Very much appreciated.
Thank you. Hope you will enjoy your stay in Georgia.
We already are, so we are having an incredible time. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Albania.
The Albanian diaspora is vast, stretching from its neighbors such as Greece and Italy to further afield nations such as the US and Canada, so much so that it is believed that the number of Albanians living outside Albania is greater than the country's population of nearly 3 million. Hundreds of thousands emigrated following the collapse of the communist regime in 1991 and ensuing economic crisis. Albania's hero, Mother Teresa, though born in the then Ottoman Empire, now capital of Macedonia, she was Albanian. She won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1979 for her work helping the poor in Calcutta, India.
I know broke is not enough. She's a